now I'm inspired because now when you took that I had on, say, Millionaire Essentials, now I really believe I could be a millionaire. You know why? Because you just told me a pain point that be similar to mine or something I never dealt with. So I'm like, wow, if I can see that, I hear that,
Right.
it's possible. And that's why it's important if you are.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Millionaire Essentials podcast, where we give you guys all the essentials to be a millionaire. I'm one of your co-hosts, Brandon the Provider.
Yes, sir. You know it's Tevin Facey. What's going on with y'all?
And we got the man,
the myth,
the legend.
Yes, sir.
David Power Talk.
Let's go. Let's get it, man. David Power Talk, certified motivational speaker, man. First of all, thank you for having me, guys.
It's likewise, man.
Yes, man. I love this, bro.
He introduced himself.
Right, we ain't got to say that. It's all right. We ain't got to say that.
Power Talk, so y'all in for a treat. Like, I love to talk, so we going to get right to the sauce. You want to be a millionaire? Tune in, right? You want to go that mindset? This is what you got to listen to and play it back over and over again, man. We going to get it right on this one.
Yes, sir.
That's what we talking about. Listen, man. I've met David Power Talk, right? The man, the myth, the legend. I came down to the event in Atlanta. Powerful event. Powerful event.
Powerful.
A lot of people were shedding tears. A lot of people left with a lot of inspiration.
I almost cried. They almost got me. I was on the set. I was like, no, I ain't gonna do it. I'm from New York. I can't do that. I can't cry at
From New York, sir.
Right,
you can't do it.
But you had to be there to know.
Yes.
But you said a lot of things on stage, right?
Yes.
You said a lot about your background that I didn't know. A lot of where you came from.
Right.
How you got to be where you're at. A lot of people know David Power Talk.
Right.
Sir.
But where did David come from before he was Power Talk? How'd you get to be Power Talk?
Pain. Woo!
He said, whoa,
Pain
boy.
developed David Power Talk. Pain developed what you see right here in front of you. And that's the reason why you see my hat. This is pain is power.
Right.
Because a lot of us sometimes, we allow the pain to break us. We allow the pain to push us in a state of anxiety, depression, negative thoughts, suicidal thoughts, childhood trauma, mistakes, things that you have not fully dealt with or healed from, right? So David first was born in Henderson, North Carolina, small town, trailer park. Mom and dad both was addicted to drugs, right? My name is David Solomon, two great kings, King David,
Wow.
King Solomon.
It's amazing.
I'm named after my father. I'm a junior. He's a senior. But like part of my story, like you heard on stage, you know, both of my parents was addicted to drugs.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Substance abuse. So I used to live in a single wide trailer, watching my mother and father in and out the trailer with other people doing drugs, needles in the sink. But my father was in my life only long enough to just see him with my mother doing drugs, beat my mother in front of me, you know? So that's when the pain comes in, right? And then now Pop's not around. Now Mom in rehab.
That's just you.
Now it's just me with grandma in North Carolina, which was my father's mother, my grandmother on his side, living with her in North Carolina. So that's where David started growing. That's when the pain started developing. But why am I telling you guys this story, right? Because a lot of us sometimes we're afraid of our past.
Yes.
A lot of us are afraid to talk about the things that has happened because it's a saying, you don't look like what you've been through.
Yes.
You don't look like what you're going through. So if you can sit here and say to somebody, I'm going to tell you my darkest moment because that's what made me shine in the light. So at the moment, I didn't realize I was going to shine in the light. Right. I felt like the black sheep of the family.
Right.
I felt like how many people probably watching and say, you know what? Wow, why me now? Again? Because imagine my father's side of the family, I mean, he had a big family, right? So his mother and father, you know, they was together until death do them part. So they had several siblings and kids, and I was one of them grandkids that came from the two parents that was addicted to drugs. Out of all the other siblings, parents in church, parents working, you know, at the good job, doing this
and everything. Yep.
And now I'm the one running around, you know, with behavior issues and high energy, right?
Right.
Because I don't know how to deal with the pain.
Right.
So I'm using what's been happening to me on other people.
Yeah, external.
Right. So they say, well, hurt people hurt people.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing, right? I was acting out because I didn't understood what was happening to me and why. And that's why I say that you're not a product of your environment. You're a product of your choices.
Right.
Because some people choices now put on you and you make other choices.
Yeah.
So my parents were making a mistake, when I got put in this position, Now it caused me to be in an environment and make choices I know I shouldn't have been making. But however, now I'm with grandma in Henderson, North Carolina, staying with her. I remember this day so crazy. It was Christmas season. Yep. And my mother was in rehab up here in Jersey where y'all doing this podcast, right? Yeah. There's a rehab place, I think it was Caldwell, New Jersey. So I wanted to see my mother for Christmas season. So I come and visit my other grandmother, which is my mother's mother in Newark, New Jersey, right? Shout out to Newark, New Jersey.
Shout out Newark. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Tri-State.
Yes. And I used to come up to Newark every other summer to just hang out and chill.
Yeah.
But think about this. I came from a small town, Henderson, North Carolina. Yep. So come from a small town to Newark, I used to be like, yo, they crazy up here. Yeah. I'm like, yo, what? But I made friends. But at the same token, when I was small at the time, I'm like, I can't live up here.
Right.
Like this is not my environment, right? But I'm going to get more into that. So then now on Christmas Eve, I get a phone call from my grandmother in North Carolina. She told my grandmother, she said, little David, like I told you, I'm a junior, he can no longer live with me anymore. So now I'm dealing with abandonment issues again.
Right.
Here we go again. Another household, another place that I love, but I don't feel the love back. But I couldn't understand what was happening. She already raised her kids.
Right.
She raised 10 or 11 of her kids or whatever already, you know? Now she got to raise a grandkid? Like, no, we're not doing that. But I didn't understand that. But my grandmother in Newark, New Jersey, Helen Perry, may she rest in peace, she said something to me so powerful. She said, right now, you can see people selling drugs, stealing cars. You can see everybody doing these things right now. But if you close your eyes, I want to teach you this word called vision. She said, I know what you see is your father not around. What you see is your mom in rehab. What you see, your other grandmother told you can't live there no more. But the vision is that you're going to finish high school, boy. And I'm going to fix them crooked teeth. See the reason why I got the smile, right? She said, but you're going to finish high school. You're going to go to college. You're going to get your degree. And you're going to be something amazing. I didn't understand that at the time, right? So that was how the pain started developing. But that's how my vision actually sparked from my grandmother.
So this is where the power starts to come in.
Right, because now I'm in Newark, so I got homies that's really...
So Newark developed the power?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that's the story came from when you... That's why it's important to get in different rooms.
Right.
It's important to shift your environment.
Yes.
Because by me coming to Newark, it actually gave me a different perspective on life, and it gave me that edge I needed to be that entrepreneur, to be that alpha that was already inside of me. I feel like everybody got something inside of them that the world needs, but sometimes it takes something to pull that out of you.
Yes.
So Newark pulled that out of me.
Right.
So imagine me coming. I got Prince Street projects. I got Howard Street. I'm in the middle of like the heart of Newark, right below Prince Street projects, right? So I made some friends immediately because I used to come up in the summertime. So I remember this one friend I had named Dwayne.
Yeah.
So me and Dwayne, we was cool, and Dwayne used to steal cars. So I remember I was with Dwayne.
Very Newark-like.
Yes, exactly. with the white t-shirts on the face, right?
Oh, man.
Right? So next thing I know, I was with Dwayne, and I went upstairs to have dinner, and then 15 minutes later, I get a phone call, and my grandma said Dwayne's in the hospital. He's in a car accident from a stolen car. I'm like, all right, cool, let's go see him. She said, no, we can't go see him. I said, why not? I said, why we can't go see him? She said, because Dwayne is dead.
Wow.
Rest in peace, Dwayne, man.
So I want you guys to understand, if you're watching this, even any young adults, kids, or even whatever age you are, you're not a product of your environment, you're a product of your choices.
Choices, yes.
Because then 2 houses down, shout out to George, Sam, and Ramik, they was on Oprah, same neighborhood, they became doctors on Oprah. They still you can look them up right now. Three doctors from Newark. They got 3 books out called The Pack. Those are my friends. So I seen both sides of the track.
Right.
I seen the drug dealers. Mm-hmm. I seen people stealing cars. Yep. I seen people going to school and doing what they got to do. So when I used to play ball in Green Acres in Newark, I'm playing with the drug dealers, the people stealing cars, and people going to school to get their education. Because George St. Ramik was a little older than me. So they was already like in high school, about to go to college. And I remember my grandmother used to say, you know what, there's more to this than what you can see. Right? Taught me vision. So that's when I went on, finished high school. I went to college, got my degree in engineering, electrical engineering. So I got a degree in engineering.
Amazing. That's amazing.
from a trailer park.
Wow.
But you see, that's like that part right there is what people don't hear, right?
Right.
So they see you as David Power Talk,
Right.
but they didn't see you as the person that actually went to school and got the degree.
Right.
They didn't see the person that
Yes.
was living in Newark,
Yes.
and was around the people that
Yes.
used to be them people,
Right.
And they didn't see that you were that small boy from North Carolina that didn't have the parents to be able to support him,
Right.
to get him to where he's at now,
Right.
Right. So that was the David. We got to the Power. How do we get to talk?
You know what? I always had this gift inside of me that I always wanted to motivate not just myself but other people around me.
Right.
And I think my grandmother united that inside of me, right?
So she did it to you.
Right, she did it to
Exactly.
me. So
She gave you the vision.
I ended up doing it to other people, right? Because when I went on to college, I was in this program called EOF, right? It's a program that it kind of preps you before college from kids normally from inner city, right? That's not fully prepared money-wise or academic-wise, right? So now I'm in EOF, I make friends, I go to college, I get my degree, but while I'm in college, I discover this hunger for wanting more. So I didn't have enough funds to live on campus, do certain things. So for me to live on campus, I had to get a job. I worked at the mall. I became an RA. So I was doing all of this, right? Because this was back when like Polo was in Tommy Hilfiger.
Shout out to the residence assistants.
Right, exactly. So I found a way to find a way.
Yeah.
So anybody watching this, find a way to find a way.
Yes.
Right? Because a lot of times we make excuses.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do this. This ain't going to work out. I remember my academic advisor. He said this to me, right? I was undecided for 2 years. And then I declared my major on my junior year. I said, I want to do engineering. And my man was like, wow, I'm good at math. And I hear engineers make good money, right? So he told me, he said, that's okay, but you're not going to graduate on time. And I don't believe that you're going to be able to do it. He's my academic advisor.
But he lacked the vision too.
Exactly. So he telling me it ain't gonna happen, right? So mind you, he said for this to happen, you got to do a full semester. Again, another full semester, full credits. You got to do a spring session, a winter session, your senior project. Like, he listed everything out, right? He said, I said, you ain't gonna do this. I said, okay, we'll see. So literally, fast forward, the last thing I needed to graduate was for him to sign off on my senior project. So imagine me walking up in that office and was like, hey, he forgot we had that conversation until we made eye contact.
He was like, oh.
He said, oh.
Oh.
So anybody watching this right now, you're going to get people right now that's not going to see the greatness in you sometimes, and sometimes you got to find their own greatness in yourself, right? So, so I just, I just really understood that don't let nobody else dim your light when you shine in their life. Perfect. So now the talk is coming in, because now the confidence. See,
Exactly.
the talk comes from confidence.
Yes, not just from the speaking.
Nah, not from the speaking. No, before you
gotta
speak,
have the confidence
you
in
gotta
you.
have the confidence on who you are,
Yes, sir.
and in the confidence in your story and the pain. Because if you are letting the pain to bring you down and not bring you up, you lose your confidence. Now, if you don't allow what you've been through to make you stronger, you lose your confidence. Sure. But now I'm gaining my confidence. I'm like, ooh, I'm in college. I got my teeth right, got my braces on, I got my glasses on.
Yes, sir.
Because I was like the true story, like really, like I had braces, I had glasses, like I was that guy that, like at first it was like, I don't know, like.
You was playing ball like that too? You had the.
Yeah, I had the oh, so you know.
It was like Horace Grant? He had the Horace
yeah.
Grant?
Yeah, he had the Horace Grant.
He was the Horace Grant.
He was getting to it.
But
His jump shot was probably broke too.
Right. They call it.
Like yours?
I was the hacker. I was the hacker.
Oh, you was a hacker? You
Oh,
was
damn.
he looked like one of those, though. Playing football, basketball.
Right, football, basketball.
That's my football, my sport. But I was competitive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People love my energy.
Because you had the confidence.
Yeah, exactly.
The confidence, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But that gets instilled with a good household. Like I don't mean good household meaning you got to have your parents. I mean meaning your mother and your father.
Right.
But you have somebody that truly loves you, that understands that you have a vision to be something greater in life.
Right.
And I think
somebody that believe in you too.
Exactly. So, like you said, so I have a kind of a similar story, right? The first time I got introduced to Newark, to Jersey, I was visiting my father, an inpatient. So there's a lot of times I don't like to talk about it, but my father struggled with that his whole life. So that kind of hurt me on the inside, and that turned me into an overly confident person too, because now my personality turned into a real outspoken personality because there was a lot of pain I was dealing with on the inside.
Right.
So when you talk about the talk, right, and being confident, for people like me, you, that's in that situation, now you become power talk. And now you're actually motivating other people.
Yep.
So how do you help people go through that pain and use that pain and turn it into power for somebody that's going through a situation where that pain is overcoming them? How do you help them bring that pain out and turn it into power?
The first thing I tell them is to identify the gratitude and be grateful for why you're here right now, right? And let go of the things that don't serve purpose in your life. A lot of us, we're still holding on to your pops, right?
Yeah.
Moms, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever struggles you might have been through or disappointments you've been. You hold on to so much, it don't allow you to grow. So I tell people, learn how to let it go, but learn to grow from it, right? Learn how to tap into it and use that to be, okay, Pop's not around, I'm going to be a great dad, right? I don't do drugs, I don't do that, because I've seen that all my life.
Right.
I've seen the alcohol, I've seen people getting drunk, fall out right in front of me. So I'm not going to do that, right?
Right.
So anybody that's trying to find the power in their pain, remember this, that if you're watching this, somebody got a phone call this morning that their mother or father or somebody close to them didn't make it. They're not here right now. Or somebody you know didn't make it. They didn't wake up. Or somebody you don't even know across the world didn't wake up today. But for some apparent reason, God woke you up.
Right.
Now, whatever happened to you back then, I'm not saying that it shouldn't have happened, or I don't say I shouldn't feel sorry for you, but now it's time for you to let it go, and you got to go after whatever you want. You got to find that power, because now you got the greatest gift that anybody else, right, will pray for that's not here right now. You got life. Now that you got life, what are you going to do with it? You going to sit back and complain about it, or you going to take that pain, turn that pain into your power, and to become that, you know, that real estate person you need to be. Become that teacher, that principal, that police officer, that motivational speaker, right? Whatever you want to do is possible, but you can't allow that pain to hold you down. Take that pain to be a power to really be the best version of yourself, because another thing I tell people too, once you find that power, remember it's not about you no more.
Yep.
Because there's people going to meet you that you're going to change their whole entire life because you decided to do better for yourself. And once you do better for yourself, there's somebody else you're going to meet that's going to need you. So therefore, they can use you as an example to say, well, if he did it, if she did it, I can do it.
Right.
Sometimes we got to see it, we got to feel it, we got to understand it, that it's possible. But if we don't be around it, we don't know it's possible, then what? Like reason why people don't get to where they got to get to is because they lack information.
Yes.
And sometimes they lack their experience. So we can give them the information and give them experience, and we can show them the social proof. Then that's why I don't shy from my story. That's why every time I speak, I dig deep into my story. Because just like you just now, I never knew that about your father.
I didn't know that about his father neither.
Right, so y'all partners.
I don't talk
so
about
we got to have a little
I really don't talk about
you know what I'm saying?
No, but you know,
It's so it's like I didn't mean to cut you off,
that's
but
fine.
it's like you got to see that rose through that concrete. You got to be that rose through
There
that
you go.
concrete.
Right.
So that's what I learned with my father's situation.
Right.
Even though I feel he let his demons overcome him through those times.
Right.
He used to teach me things that he learned from his counselors. Even though it's hurting me seeing him go through this situation,
Right.
the little stuff that stuck with me is he was teaching me what he learned from his counselors. Yo, you should do this. You should do that. Yo, and teach me a lot of mindset stuff, which helped me become confident.
Right.
Even though this situation is hurting me, I'm still listening
Right.
and taking that rose and seeing that rose come out the concrete. So I see everything that's going on, but I'm still coherent to take the lessons from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to take it and form it into what I need to form it in and become powerful. So that's how I see
And that's how
situations.
it works. By
Yeah.
you saying that and telling me that,
Yep.
I feel the connection.
Yes.
And now I'm inspired, because now when you took that hat on, say Millionaire Essentials, now I really believe I could be a millionaire. You know why? Because you just told me a pain point that could be similar to mine or something I never dealt with. So I'm like, wow, if I can see that, I hear that,
Right.
it's possible. And that's why it's important, if you are a speaker or a coach or a communicator, you can't hold back on the bad stuff. Because the bad stuff is what develops the good stuff.
Exactly.
But we want to go on Instagram and show everybody the Lambo, the house, and everything else. But we don't want to sit there and say, you know what? Yes, last Sunday, I didn't feel like getting out the bed. I had some demons I was struggling with. Like, I had some negative thoughts. I didn't feel like myself. Like, it's the anniversary of my mom's or my grandma passed away, and I just was in a state of depression for a little bit. But it's okay to say you're not okay, but it's not okay to sit there.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying? So those are the things we got to connect with, because, like, mental health is at a rise. Like, the percentage is going up every year because this world is just really, there's a lot of dark places, and people are not allowing their inner problems to come out and talk about it.
Right.
And that's why I'm so important about mental health, because that's, you know, it really is the first essential thing that you need to be a dollaire, a thousandaire, or millionaire or billionaire, right? Without this, it ain't gonna happen.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was talking. It kind of brings me back. Like, I think what was it? I think it was 2 weeks ago. It was either 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago. I was watching something on TV. It was about Giannis and his story.
Oh, I love that. Yes.
The basketball player, Giannis?
Yeah, Giannis.
Yes.
And it was on Hulu. Mm-hmm. I'm even getting a little bit teary-eyed now about it because, you know, I lost my mom, 14, and
right.
It was hard, right?
Yeah.
I went through a lot. It took a lot from me too.
Right.
I did a lot, things I wasn't supposed to.
Right.
And just watching it, he was like, his father had a heart attack, right? Random. His father was healthy as hell. His father was a person that instilled what he has today now.
Yep.
And just watching it, one thing he was saying, he was like, you know, my father was able to at least see me become what I am now, but he's not going to be able to see me become what I can be further. He's always seen it in me. And it hurts because he can no longer see that from you, right? He can no longer see that person that you're going to become. Yes, you've become what you became now, but it's the vision after. And I'm going to be honest, I sat there and I cried. Right? And I didn't even really start crying until Natalie had walked over to me and she was like, everything all right? And I just bawled out because it's like, yo, my mom, she had so much vision in me. She had so much things she wanted me to do. And it's like, now I feel like I've been trying to show it to her and it hurts. I'm just being completely honest. It hurts because you know, I got my daughter here. Yep. I have my 2 daughters, and I'm trying to do something better for them.
Of course,
right? I got into entrepreneurship. I got into taking my time back because of them. It's not because of the money. It's not because of, you know, all the great things I could possibly do.
Yes,
it's because of them.
Yes.
So, you know, I felt like in that moment, right? It says it on your shirt. In that moment, I felt like it was my turn. And I felt like I had let go a lot of things that was holding me back. I'm just being completely honest.
That's good.
I felt like I really let go a lot of things that was holding me back.
That's good.
And it's funny because I had called Brandon that day, and I'm like, yo, bro, we got to get this, and this. Now, I don't know if you remember the day. I was calling you. I was like, yo, we got to do better, bro. Like, we got to get a lot of things done. And it was just that day I felt like, yo, this year is really going to be something special.
Ooh, I'm glad you said that.
So
like that's the theme that I told myself. I said, this must be my best year ever.
Yeah.
Like, intentionally.
Yeah.
Like, this must be my best year ever. And even to piggyback off what you said when you were saying it, I almost got choked up because my father, I lost my father to cancer. I lost my mother to a heart attack. I lost my grandmother. So none of the people that raised me or I love have ever seen me speak on stage.
Right.
Have ever seen David Power talk.
But
they
saw
transformation
could have been.
Right. But they birthed it though,
yes.
Right? They made it.
And they see the transformation.
And they see the transformation. Like, it was in me. My grandmother knew it was in me. My mother knew it was in me. My father knew it was in me. But I get what you're saying because you're doing all this. And it's just like, oh, I wish they was there, right?
And that's what it took me back because literally I'm sitting there and I'm just watching. He's like, bro, he's like, yo, like for me, and this what Giannis said. He was like, for me, I let my feelings out because if I don't, it's just gonna turn into more anger, and I'm not gonna be able to do anything properly. So like, and that was something that he was saying to me is that I took that out when I was a child. Like from 14 to 18, I was on some bullshit.
Right.
I'll be completely honest. I was really on some bullshit. So it actually, when he said that, because it happened right before he won his MVP. Mm-hmm. And then the next year after that, he won the championship.
Right.
So, him being able, and he did have therapy too. So him being able to see that, it kind of helped him understand. And I had therapy going towards 18.
Yeah.
So that's why that 18 year, it actually all started to change for me.
Great.
That's good.
I got somebody to speak to. I had my brother there with me, but he didn't know much either. It was a lot, a lot.
And what's incredible about you, your message definitely spreads. I want to call you Mr. Viral, to be honest. When you talk, it really is, no joke, power talk. When I see you online and your messages, they really hit and they spread.
Yeah, they do.
One thing I want to ask you, how are you able to go viral and how are you able to really impact the way you're doing out here, like you're doing online?
First thing I want to tell anybody that's a content creator or posting content and you want to get more awareness on your brand or your social media, the first thing my mentor taught me is to be consistent.
Yes. Consistency.
Because before I started going viral, I still used to post though, right? But I was finding my way.
Right.
Like I had this LL Cool J type of thing. I'd be like, today gonna be a great day. But I was like, when I first started out, because we trying to be cool on social media, right? Then I just allowed myself to just be me and just and start digging into a real message.
Right.
And start trying to worry about how I look on the thing, but focus on the actual message that I'm getting out. And what happens is this. I tell anybody that's making social media, when you're making content, get right to the point. Your first 3 seconds are very important with social media.
Yes.
People, think about this, right? If I'm doing, let's say this is the camera right here. If I'm doing a video right here, God told me to tell you today that a breakthrough is about to happen in your life. Now type amen and share this video if you believe a breakthrough is about to happen in your life. But let me explain to you what breakthrough is about to happen. Oh yeah, you're about to get an increase in your finances. You're about to get an increase in that self-love. But most importantly, if you're watching this video, this is confirmation that God hear your prayers. Then it might have you up late last night or maybe early this morning. But I'm going to tell you something. You're going to win, queen. Nah, you're going to win, king. Then do me a favor. Share this video with somebody else that need this message. And that's it. The reason why I did it like that.
That was powerful.
Right.
That was powerful right there.
I ain't gonna lie.
Right. Touch it like
I'm like, yeah, bro.
So now I do that on the screen, but think about the words that I said at the beginning. You're going to have a breakthrough.
Right.
Let me tell you what the breakthrough going to be. I'm going to talk about the success and the pain point.
Yes.
But I'm going to tell you to comment a word, and I'm going to tell you to share the video. So why am I doing this? Because now with the algorithm is this. Every second counts.
Yes.
So now when I'm telling you to make a comment, share the video, and you like the video, and don't mind what I'm saying, now I got a little bit of music playing slightly in the background, you locked in.
Some lo-fi, yep.
Right. So, of course, now you see me on stage.
Absolutely.
I'm more energetic. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
But I know that don't really convert like it should on social media.
Yeah.
So
not like he used to.
Not like it used to.
Yes.
Like when E.T. was really out and he started going, people was, because really there wasn't that many influencers out there when E.T. blew up, right?
Yeah.
Think about it. When he was making videos on YouTube every day, who was his competitors?
Nobody.
He didn't really have anybody. Yeah. But now if you look on TikTok, IG, everybody's a motivational speaker. Everybody's an influencer. Everybody's this. So you have to figure out what's your separation. So your first separation is Mr. Algorithm. You beat Mr. Algorithm, and you're going to get – I got NFL teams reaching out to me right now. Because right now in my bio, I got athlete speaker, which I speak to athletes, right? So now when football season starts up again, I already got 3 booking engagements already, right? So now I'm a mental health speaker also too, right? So now I'm going to mental health conferences, but that's in my bio. Because when the SEO, when it hits, I'm coming up on there. So now that my account – I'll show my phone right now. My account in the last 30 days have reached over 2.7 million people just in reach. That means either – views, comments, shares, or something. 2.7 million people have put eyes on my brand.
And this is organic or using ads?
Organic.
It's all organic.
It's organic. I can pull my phone up and show you my
Woo,
and
that
show
boy
you,
about to.
and show
He
you
got the receipts too.
and show you my dashboard. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why I'm doing this because some people think it's not possible. Because the reason why I'm showing you this now because before it wasn't like that, right? So this is my professional debt with 2.7 million.
2.7 million
in the
last
what?
30 days.
30 days, right? Then I'm gonna show you.
Playing.
Then I'm gonna show you my stats up 100 and
Accounts. No, you at 2.9.
2.9 million.
Correction.
Almost 3 million people that my account reached in the last 30 days. People pay millions of dollars for ads for something like that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now when I'm going live, I might only have 20 people in my live, but I got 5,000 people coming in and out of my live.
Yes.
So now I'm doing a call of action. Now I'm doing this. Now I'm doing that. So when I'm telling everybody, why did I start it out with being consistent? Because even if you don't have the reach yet, if you keep being consistent and you keep learning and studying from other people that's doing good in your niche, it's going to happen for you.
Right.
Because I used to study Trent Shelton. So Trent Shelton, he's another motivational speaker, viral all the time. He used to say when he first come on, these are 3 things you got to stop doing right now. Or these are 3 people that you got to get out your life.
Like those hooks.
There you go. It's about the hook.
Yep.
So like right now, you guys in credit space, right? I want to teach you 3 steps how to increase your credit score and get $100K in funding. That's your first line. And you got them hooked. Comment the word funding if you want more information. But let me give you 3 things real quick. They're going to stay on your video. But people there deviate. Picture of food, picture of your vacation. Hey, what's up? My name is David Power Talk. I want, don't do that. Hey, good morning. Don't do that. Hey, good afternoon. Stop telling people who you are or what time of day. They don't care about that. They just want you to get to the message. You got 3 seconds to catch their attention.
Yep.
That's it. Why you think Wallow went viral so quick?
Wallow.
He running across the street.
Running,
He
rain.
in the rain.
He sliding like
he
it's
got
a Mario
ketchup on
video.
All this stuff, right? He wasn't making no money. He was in his grandmother's house with money, just calculate money. He took a year off and just kept hustling and kept posting content. Now brands coming to him. Now he got the podcast. So now
he's creative director for a lot of different businesses
Strategy.
too now.
Consistency and strategy.
So when you see somebody like that that's doing it, you saying to yourself, like I just made a t-shirt just coming out. It says content saved my life. Because really this year with my content, the amount of exposure and the things that's coming across my table right now, I'm just saying to myself like, wow, I should have been so more consistent with content. So if I tell anybody that's in a brand, anything, listen, you got to be consistent with social media.
Yes, sir.
You got to monetize your YouTube, your TikTok. Like right now, I just signed up for the TikTok program I got monetized. So now TikTok is paying me. So now last month I made like $2K over TikTok on videos. This season I'm probably going up to about maybe $5K just off of videos on TikTok.
Right.
So you mean to tell me I could sit home all day and just make money behind my phone and then get paid to go speak and then have my mentorship? But I came from a trailer park. I had needles in the sink, right? I came from this crazy background, but now God is blessing me. But the reason why he blessing me, because I'm going to bless others. I help others turn their pain into power.
Amazing.
See, when you understand that you're here for an assignment, that it's not you, you're here for a purpose, God is going to open the door like you at the airport. You ever go to the airport, the door open wide open? You don't got to press a button. It just open wide open.
Right.
That's the door that's going to happen in your life. If you don't focus on trying to find a handle or knocking on the door. Focus on the purpose. Focus on why you're doing this. Mean what you say. Mean what you do. And watch the door open up.
Hey, I got a question. Hold up real quick. Because this question.
He giving them the game. He giving them the game.
He's
Y'all better be writing down, paying attention, rewinding, because he giving them the game.
Right. So I know when you came in, we were having a conversation, right? Yep. We were talking about, there's so much people in the credit space. There's so much people in the motivational speaking space. There's so much people in the mindset space. There's so much people on social media in general.
Yep.
And obviously you said what separates you is the consistency. But beyond that, what else separates you?
Right.
Right? Because consistency, yes.
Yeah, right.
Is there.
You can be consistent and it's whack.
Exactly.
Right. You can be consistent. No.
Consistently whack.
Right. Exactly. Right. You have to first get a coach. First of all, I'm sorry. Somebody outside looking in got to help you to do certain things. Like for instance, I'm in Neo mentorship, and I remember I posted a video one time, and he said, "Power Talk, just tweak this, do this." I did it right away.
Right.
I changed my whole thing. Another guy, Luke Mindpower, so he was at my event. When I first started posting, he said, "Power Talk, do this." I wasn't even on TikTok. He said, "Do this and go on TikTok. TikTok gonna blow you up." I went viral on TikTok first. but he listened to me. I suggest if whatever space you in, find somebody that's already winning in that space and learn from them, because you just don't know it all.
Right.
So if you're in real estate, guess what? There's information out there you just don't know that's going to get you to the bag even quicker. But if you out here trying to figure this out on your own, it's going to take you longer to get it.
Yeah.
So for me, I had to, A, get a coach, and B, when I didn't have the time with my coach, I went and studied other people in my niche, in my avatar that was doing what I was doing, and seeing how I could pull some things from what they're doing, because we all know success leaves clues.
Yes.
So I took their success, those clues. I'm like, all right, let me start doing these things. It's working for them. If I'm posting content, I need a clear background. I got my brand on. I make sure I got my cut, make sure I'm ready, make sure I got call of action, make sure I got the closed capture on it, because that's what they're doing. A lot of people are not paying attention to the small things that's working for everybody else. So if it's working for them, why don't you try it? Because evidently what you're doing is not working for you. So now, if anybody watching this right now, it don't matter if you're a speaker. It don't matter if you sell, if you got a cleaning service. I remember right here, I used to, when I left college to start my own company, because I was an engineer for 3 years.
Okay.
And for GE, I was a lead project manager. I was the youngest. I was the only African-American that should train white men in their 40s how to install the software. I should travel across the world. Company car, company laptop, 401k, you name it. I had to, I didn't have a job. I had a career.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Some people but I'm not downplaying nobody with a job. But what I'm saying is that if I can come from a trailer park to a career with a degree and to be a top engineer, then you can do whatever you want to do. So I remember that when I decided to go in entrepreneur world, I got into real estate, I wanted to start a cleaning service. So what I did was I looked up all the 5 cleaning services in the area. I looked at their website. I looked at their prices. I looked at their whole setup. I duplicated the whole thing on the social media aspect, on the website, everything else. I called and got their prices. I did that. I had no employees, no customers. Once I went and made flyers. I went to all the high-rise buildings, put on a little khakis, my button-up shirt. I put on everybody's door, boom, 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 for 1 week. My phone blew up. Within 30 days, I had to hire 8 cleaning girls, and I had 2 cleaning vans. I had 5 commercial contracts in the cleaning service. So what I'm telling people is that if you start thinking outside the box, it's possible. But you got to put the work in, because it wasn't easy going in them buildings and acting like you lived there.
You can say that part one more time. You said something real important. You said put the work. What you said? Put the work.
Put the work in.
Okay,
Put the work
gotcha.
in.
Put that work
I need
in.
you to say that
A lot of
one
people
more time for them.
put that work in.
Yeah.
Because they see all of this.
Yes.
They see the energy. They see the brand, the
Yeah.
word millionaire.
Yeah.
And they think they're about to go out here and go and kill it.
Yep.
No. You're going to make some mistakes.
Yes.
You're going to lose some money. You're going to lose some friends. Like, I got a friend right now, this was my homie, right? And to this day, like we don't speak right now, right? We went different ways in life.
Right.
I love him to the core. I don't wish anything negative on him at all, you know. But it's just in your journey of what you're doing, sometimes God gonna remove people out of your life that's not ready for your next step. Anytime somebody say, "Yo, I see your little podcast."
I see a little business.
I see a little business.
I see a little speaking engagement.
I see you going.
See, there's a little truth in every joke sometimes.
Yes, there
And when
is.
somebody joke about the same things
Multiple times. Yeah.
like, why you keep joking about David Power Talk? Like, this before I went viral, before I got paid to speak, when I first started, it was always a joke. It was always something with it, right? Or if something was to happen, you gonna power talk your way out of this one? Like you know how we talk as homies, right? But it went a little bit deeper. It started to cut. Because now you're not believing in my dream.
Yes.
You're not believing in my next thing that I'm about to do.
Yep.
So when you realize that somebody's trying to dim your light, or somebody don't believe in what you got going on, separate yourself. Right now, because they're energy drainers. You need people in your life that support you in every aspect. I have met people I've met in the last year that support me more than people I know my whole entire life. Like, I used to ride motorcycles. So before I was David Power Talk, I was D-Block. I used to ride motorcycles. I was in a bike club. I was a president at one time.
Hold on. You can't go from D block.
Right. Yeah.
That's an East Coast thing. For y'all that don't know.
Yo, that's an East Coast thing.
For y'all that don't know.
You know what I'm saying? Because I was a beast on the bike. Like, I mean, I used to wheelie every block, so they called me D block, right? I used to endo burn. I used to do all that. Race, all, like, I still am. I don't ride no more, but I was a beast on the bike, right?
Yes, sir.
But I used to have these crazy parties at my house, right? I used to live in Secaucus, like where one of the New York Giants used to live, right? Mm-hmm. And for 4th of July, and I want to say, what's the other holiday? Oh, Super Bowl. I used to have some party. Everybody used to come over, right?
Right.
Free food, liquor, whatever. I used to just, and I realized this too, like looking back at it, it was an ego thing. I just want to show people, look at me.
Yes.
That's all it was.
Show off, flaunt.
I just want to show off.
Yeah.
That's it. I just want to show, look at my house, look at my cars.
I was about to say, you right there.
I'm right there on the waterfront. I just want to show you what I got going on, right?
That I made it.
Right. So what happened was I started going through a season where things wasn't going right, and I stopped doing the party, stopped doing that, and I wanted to see who's going to invite me to their party. Yo, I had one friend call me, right?
Jeez.
He said, yo, who's that caterer you use for your thing? I said, oh, such and such. I said, yeah, I'm about to throw a Super Bowl party. I'm like, cool. So I sent him information. So I'm waiting for the...
Oh, he ain't invite you. No. He ain't asking for the caterer and then invite you, bro. Nah.
I swear to God.
I ain't gonna front. That's some New York shit.
I swear to God. Yo, he asked me for the people that came to my party.
I ain't gonna lie. That's a tri-state journey.
And then he didn't invite me to the party. He was just at my last Super Bowl party and ate up, brought his wife, and I'm like, what? I'm like, really? That's why I gotta tell people, set boundaries. Yes. When people don't appreciate who you are, when people don't see the value you bring, cut them off. Like, I don't got a problem cutting nobody off. And I know I'm a motivational speaker. I know purpose-driven, but I'm sorry. I'm protecting my energy.
Protect your energy.
I'm serious.
You know he's serious because he's clapping and all that.
Yeah.
He's still tight. He's still tight.
I knew him from Newark. Like, I knew him from playing.
That was your homie.
Like running man. Like, I'm talking about basketball, Green Acres.
That hurt.
Like, you was one of my homies.
Damn. He was
and
on the
you
same
gonna have
team?
the audacity to, and you
was he the star? Was he the star player?
Nah, he wasn't a star player. Nah,
oh, that's why.
Yeah.
No, that's why.
So you know what I
he
realized?
wasn't the star player, so now he became the star in his life.
Yes.
So he
started making a little bit of bag.
Exactly. That's usually what happens.
No, that's what happened. But
how I look at it now, right? On the elevator to success, we all get on that elevator. Mm-hmm. Some of us get off at different floors.
Yep. Ooh.
So we all they come from the bottom.
While you was talking, he was thinking about that. I ain't gonna. He was thinking about that.
No, he got that one. No, that's true though.
That's how I look at it. Like we may be headed to the penthouse, but your homie may have got off at floor 3.
Right.
And then there's gonna be some people that step on floor 9, and they're going up with you.
Wow, powerful.
So that's kind of how I look at success.
Yeah, you gonna hear that?
You can have that one.
You gonna hear that one.
You gonna hear that one? Yeah.
He gonna be that one. Now you ain't gonna say you gonna have that one.
That's how
he made that.
But one thing, and you know what's crazy, and I'm gonna segue into that. I kind of learned talking like that, from Power Talk. So it's something you said that's very important about coaching and the support system.
Yes.
So last year, I think it was, we had a speaking engagement down in Atlanta. So a few weeks prior, I was, I got to, start working on my speaking. We're going to be speaking a lot more this year. We got a couple events coming up. So I ended up linking up with Power Talk. Ended up jumping in his program, picking up little nuggets on how to speak, what to do. Because if I want to be great at something, I got to follow who's doing it and who's doing it at a great level, at a max level. Like he said about when he got into the cleaning, he saw all the great cleaning services and he mimicked them. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. So Power Talk, he on his game. I see him online. I know people around him. So I say, let me start getting some nuggets from him. That's coaching. So we went down to Atlanta, and before we got on stage, he gave me a play on, this is what I think you should do.
Yes,
if you're into sports, kind of like a football huddle, basketball huddle,
right.
He gave us a play on how we should execute on stage right then and there. Do this, do this, do this, and I promise you, this is how it's going to turn out.
Yes.
We executed that play, and it turned out exactly how he said it was going to turn out.
It went crazy.
So when we talk about getting in that community, getting in that circle, if you're an entrepreneur, business owner, or you trying to be successful, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need a coach. You need a mindset coach.
Right.
You need a speaking coach. You need somebody that's going to help motivate you,
Right.
especially if you don't have that support system
Right.
around you and it's not naturally in you. It's in you, but you need somebody to help bring it out.
Yes. Yes.
So what are you doing with your program for somebody like me, like entrepreneur, business owner, somebody coming in that need help bringing that pain out, bringing that that speaking out, bringing that mindset out? What are you doing in your program?
So what I do in my program, I make sure that we develop your impact first. I make sure we develop the way you communicate so that way people can see the separation in whatever you're speaking about.
Right.
'Cause a lot of times we get confused and we turn into teaching mode, principal mode, just professor mode, getting up there
Right.
with a mic, right?
Right.
Which you gotta understand, when you are booked to speak, you're booked to actually, I don't want to say like put on the show, but to really give them a show mentally, right? So that means people are only going to retain about 20% of what you say, but they're going to remember 100% how you made them feel. So when I gave you that play and you told them to write down what they want to get funding for, whatever.
Oh, you remember?
He
this
remember.
stuff.
That's what I said.
That's
He
crazy.
remember it.
You
all.
remember
He
that.
good.
Right.
He remember it all that.
Exactly. So the reason why I wanted you to go in that lane, because I wanted you to first tap into their belief system.
Yes.
I
Connect
wanted
with
you
them.
to make
That's
them
one thing you
feel
teach.
good.
Connect with them.
So as a speaker, the first thing, like a lot of things I do to break the ice, I walk on stage, I pause for a minute, I just look at everybody, I'm like, I said, you know what?
I see you do that a lot.
God told me to tell you today,
Yes.
woo, this is about to be the best year ever. So now everybody like, oh, I'm ready. So now they're locked on to every word that you say. But a lot of speakers, they do this, hey, thank you for having me, such and such, da-da-da-da-da. You could do that after the first
After
two couple
the-
minutes, after you get their
yeah.
attention, right? You could thank somebody then. You don't have to thank whoever brought you up right away. Which my speaker coach, which was Dr. Eric Thomas, when I got certified, they taught me, when you first come out there, catch their attention right away. Give them something to be like, ooh, who are you, right? So now I teach you also framework, because it's like watching a Netflix series, right? You can't wait for the next part of the story.
Right.
And I teach you how to be a great storyteller. People love a great story. Because why? When you tell a story, they're like, Then I teach you how to do call of action. What is that, right? I teach you, hey, repeat after me. Raise your hand if you did this. Stand up. So why are you doing that? Because if you're just speaking, people are doing this.
Yeah. It's all right. Relax.
You can't do that. You got to catch their attention.
Right.
And remember this, guys. Sometimes when people are silent, that's a good sign.
Right.
Because they're digesting everything you're saying. They're like, this is great. I remember one time I spoke. I was giving them work, but the room was quiet. But I'm digging them. So after I finished, my man was like, man, I don't know, but man, you was doing it, but the room seemed like because every room is different.
Right.
But when lunchtime broke, I promise you, about 80% of the people came up to me and was like, man, that was so powerful. Yo, what's your name? Yo, like they was just like,
They were in awe.
oh, they was in awe. So some people are just so caught up in your story and what you're saying that they just want more. They just sitting there absorbing information. So what I do for people, to get to your core of your question, I teach you how to let loose, because that's what you did. I seen you. You start being organic. So you took what I told you to do, and then you start adding your own stuff in there. You didn't even realize your own stuff was more powerful than the stuff that I told you to do. I just gave you the framework. So I teach speakers, I'm going to give you the framework, but after the framework, let God use you. Let your heart use you. Because if people know when you don't speak from your heart, they know when you're just trying to mimic something, or you're just trying to memorize your notes. They know that.
Right.
But if you talk from your heart and they feel your energy, you got them locked in. Now, whatever you offering, they want it.
And I think that was perfect because, right, obviously me and Brandon being partners inside of this business,
Right.
I feed a lot off of Brandon, right? Because Brandon naturally, he has that gift that he has that gift of gab, right?
Yes.
He has that speaking ability
Yes.
that more so I don't.
Right.
Right. So in a sense, it helps me feed off of his energy.
Yes.
Because as soon as he came out and did that, I
seen
got
you.
on the stage,
You got
I just did
on,
what I had to
and-
do,
Yup.
and we kept going back and forth.
Yep.
And
Like
it-
James and Style P, I loved it.
Exactly, and in a sense, it's perfect that we work like that. But for a lot of these people that are in partnerships, right?
Right.
How important is it for them to have that person that can be that speaker, right? Because sometimes people get in partnerships that they're very similar,
You hitting the pain point.
right? People get in partnerships that they're very similar.
Right.
They're very similar,
Right.
but they don't understand. Right. So like what like how like how?
It's and I commend you too for being able to have this partnership.
Right. Appreciate that.
Because people don't realize partnerships is probably the hardest thing to keep together. Right. Look at Jay and Dame. Right? Think about them, right? They had the hip hop on lock.
Rockefeller
crazy. They could monetize anybody.
Yep.
But Jay knew, like you said, that Dame had to get off on the third floor. Mm-hmm. Dame could not handle to be a billionaire. That's why he's going through the troubles he's going through right now.
Yep.
Financially, because his ego, his emotions, he's not coachable.
Yep.
Now, Dame, if you're watching this, don't come at me, please. But I watch him, and I say, wow, if he could just be quiet and listen sometimes to people around him, he could be so much better as a leader, as a coach. Because sometimes as a leader, your biggest quality is listening.
Yes. And you can see that because you're listening to what he's saying publicly, right? You don't need to be with him privately to know what, because you can see what he does publicly, externally always.
Right.
Like that's him every single interview.
Every interview. He cut everybody up. She got a showboat. He don't sit back and just say, you know what, you might be right. You might be this and that. If I'm this close to Jay-Z, I'm not losing Jay. I'm sorry. Ego or not.
Ego got to drop.
The best talent in hip hop ever. Come on now. Between Pac and Biggie, you lose that connection. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and say, where did I mess up?
And beyond that, because he's not just a talent anymore.
He's not the talent no more. He's a billionaire. He's a mogul. Like so it shows you, right? Like Jay-Z said the best line, if you made me, make another one.
Yep.
So what the reason why I'm saying that is because in partnerships, you will get that Dame version that just don't see where they got to work on themselves. You'll get that Jay version will say, you not trying to grow, I got to go this way, right? But what happens is that when somebody don't match your energy in certain elements of it, it starts to deteriorate. It takes away from you emotionally, right?
Right.
Like, for instance, I got a partnership, and I love my brother. Like, I love him, you know what I'm saying? But if it wasn't for the love that I have for him, I think I would have went my separate ways. But by the love I got from him, I still started coach him and teach him about doing certain things, and he's able to turn the curve a little bit to start to finally get it right. Because imagine you can see the greatness in somebody.
Yes.
Like, bro, you understand how powerful you are?
Yeah.
If you just be consistent.
Yeah.
If you just do this and you just do that.
Yeah.
And then they do something, then they slack off. They don't do it again. Then they in and out.
Right.
So what happens now, the partner get frustrated because now you become a liability instead of an asset.
Yes.
Because you're a liability to my mentor right now. Because no matter with you or without you, I'm still going to be moving forward. But if we can run at the same pace, if we had the same energy, do you know how powerful we could be? Right. If you could just dominate in your lane and let me dominate in my lane, and then we come, that's what a partnership is, right?
Yeah.
When the airline merge, sometimes when they merge, boom, they about to take off.
Right.
But when you merge and the other one is still lacking a lot of things, it's going to then bring the company down.
Yeah.
Instead of pushing the company up, you got to make a decision to either walk away or walk away.
Powerful.
No, you got to walk away, because if you don't walk away, then you're going to now, your stocks is going to drop.
Right.
Because now you are wasting energy and time on something that's not productive in your life.
Gotcha.
I can't even have, I was talking earlier, I can't even have like I used to talk to him on the phone a lot. But then I had to cut back on the conversations on the phone. Imagine you call him and you're like, yo, what's going on, bro? Yeah, man, I'm you know what, I'm about to do X, Y, and Z. I'm going to do this. I got this great idea. I'm going to do this. Okay, that sounds great. Boom. Now you running off, you doing what you got to do.
Yep.
Now everything he told you that he was going to do, 30 days went by, he hasn't done it.
Yep.
Like, bro, what's up? Why you ain't? Oh, man, I got to get out of my head, man. I know I got to be more. But you've been saying this for the past year, though. But you're doing all the work.
Right.
But what happens is that now you got to make a decision. I gotta run my own play. I got to move on. I got to focus only on me, because if I depend on our partnership, it ain't going to work.
Right.
So for anybody watching this, partnerships are very hard. If somebody don't match your energy, please separate yourself. Not saying you can't be their friend. Not saying you can't be their brother.
Yeah.
But when it comes to business,
yeah,
you got to separate yourself.
Yep.
And love them on the business aspect from afar. But even now, like I heard this one speaker I went to go see like 2 weeks ago in Miami. His name is Jeremiah. He was powerful, very powerful speaker. I love learning from speakers. I mean, he had me. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna step my game up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he was powerful, right? So as he was speaking, he was saying that somebody, he said, I remember that he said, somebody wanted to be my friend. And I looked him in the face. I said, no, I can't be your friend. He said, why? Why you can't be my friend? He said, because you don't match my energy in my work ethic. If I have a certain work ethic and I have a certain values and family and this and that, and you're missing one of these key elements, then we can't be friends. Right. So what happens is that it takes away from me from being productive and me being your friend because we don't have the same things in common.
Right.
So if you two don't got the same things in common in a lot of areas, how are you going to have a great partnership? You see what I'm saying?
No, you're right.
So when he said that, I'm like, wow. So then one thing he said powerful too, and I know a lot of people disagree or agree with this, but he said, we get 7 streams of income, but he said the most powerful thing you could do is master one thing first.
Yes.
Yes. We
Boy,
talk about that a lot.
I be telling them.
You talk about that a lot.
Stop trying to grab everything on the tree.
Talk about that a lot.
And master one thing first.
And the reason why I can say that is because I tried it.
Right.
I tried it.
And you're trying to chase two
much.
rabbits, and you can't catch one.
Yep.
So I told myself this year, I'm mastering as a communicator, as a speaker. I just hired a new booking agent, a girl to take care of my booking engagements, whatever. And I told myself, I said, listen, I'm going to be on the stage at least 3 or 4 times a week. Like, I'm going to be one of the most powerful, dominating speakers, top motivational international speaker of the world. Like, that's where I'm going. But in order to do that, there's 2 things I got to do. I got to get on as many stages as possible.
Yes.
And I got to have great social media presence.
Yes.
Because think about how you even know about E, you know about Inky, you know about Trent. It's because of YouTube and social media.
Yep.
Now you get brand deals. Now you get exposures. Yep. Now you get collaborations. Now you get this. A lot of us, we got great gifts, but we the best kept secret. Don't nobody know about what you do.
Right.
Social media ain't going nowhere. Social media is only going to allow the people that's using it to grow and be better. But if you don't use social media as your tool, think about this. Social media is TikTok got 2 billion active users, right?
Yep.
So they're using those active users to boost their platform to dominate Instagram and YouTube. So if they're using you, why not you use them?
Yep. Right.
Super Bowl just went, 4 weeks ago, whatever?
Yep.
People paid $7 million for an ad. I just showed you my count almost reached 3 million people in 30 days.
Yep.
I didn't pay $1. So you mean to tell me if a company is already making $1 million is paying $7 million, or they're a billionaire company paying all this money for an ad, and you can't post for free to tell people about your credit program, about your real estate program, about your speaker program? Why? But you complain about your bills. That's why you broke. Because you're putting your energy in the wrong things. You got to change your habits. That's why I told myself, my wife was like, what you about to do? I'm about to post this video. Because I know today, I signed somebody up today for my inner circle program, 5K, from my phone. Two days ago, I signed somebody else up, 2 people, 7,500. Why am I saying that? Because the average American make $48K a year. I just made somebody's salary for the year in 2 weeks from social media.
About $12,000, $12,500.
Exactly. Not counting everything else that's coming in.
Right.
And I'm not talking about numbers, but I'm just talking about that it's possible came from a trailer park.
Don't worry, we're going to talk about numbers in a little bit.
We're going to get to that. Let's get a little bit to that, right? Because you said a lot of things just now.
Yeah, my bad.
No. They always need to be said.
Yeah.
So, especially about partnerships,
right.
Because that's sometimes I think about a lot as we were partners, we've been partners for quite some time. Like, there's a lot of days, I don't feel, the greatest. Probably
right.
Tevin too. We both got families. But one thing I always think about is people counting on me. I got a partner that's counting on me. So even if I don't feel like performing, I got to perform because he's counting on me.
Right.
The business is counting on me to do my part.
Right.
And actually to do more over Excel.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I have to keep going no matter how. It's not about me in general. So I have to find a way to pull it together to perform the way I'm supposed to perform.
Amen.
So now when it comes to the business side of things, you just started talking a lot about the business side. So in speaking, motivational speaking, mindset, how do you turn that now into a business? How do we start monetizing? How do we start making money off of it? I know how to speak.
Yeah.
I'm great. Speak it powerful, but like you said, nobody knows you.
Right.
How you turn that into a business?
First thing you got to do.
That's a great question.
That's
by
a
the
great
way.
question. I'm going to start from the speaking aspect first, right? As a speaker, in the Bible, King David had a Jonathan. So Jonathan used to serve for King David. He want anything in return. I just want to protect King David. I want to serve. I want to be there for you. So as a speaker, you need to go and serve first. Call the school up. Hey, I heard you got something going on. I want to come and speak to your kids like 15, 20 minutes, whatever, because you need the reps in. Now what you're doing.
And that right there, the reps,
The
right?
reps.
People forget about the reps and they just go straight to the monetization.
I want to get paid.
Can't do that. It's impossible.
You said something great, right? You said that people forget to take the reps. They forget to take the reps. They just want to monetize all the
Right.
way. So, like, I don't know. Why do they do that? Why do you feel that way?
You know, I feel like people are seeing what people are in their season of winning or their season of things happening, and they want that right away. Instant gratification.
Instant gratification.
They want the microwave success. It's not like that. So like I was talking about the speaker business,
Right.
the first thing you got to do is serve. Because basically what you're doing, you're building up your brand and you're building up your value.
Yes.
Because guess what? If somebody was to, if you tell me, hey, I want to be a motivational speaker, and they say, okay, great, I'm going to pay you $10,000, I want you to come speak over here, right? But you haven't done really, you don't have no reps underneath your belt. Maybe 1 or 2, that's it, right? Now when they come, remember, you only got one opportunity to show everybody what you do. Now you go there, and it's awful. Grand opening, grand closing. So that's why, like, Terry Crews, I think his name is Terry Crews, the guy who was in White Chicks.
Yeah.
He says, I'll listen to his podcast. He said something very powerful. He said, have you ever complained? He said, what happens? He said, a lot of people complaining about the money they receive on actually getting paid to act, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
movies,
you
right?
talk about the recent one, right?
The recent one, right?
Hey, I actually like what he was saying.
He said, complain, my yes means yes. You don't say yes and you really mean no.
Right.
He said, when I've done that movie with Denzel Washington, Training Day, I got no money for it.
Got no money.
But
Friday-
the exposure led to millions.
Exactly, because then he got
Opportunity.
Opportunities.
Friday,
right?
he got paid. He didn't get paid what he was worth in that time.
Right.
But he was like, yo, it was still an opportunity because it opened up the doors
he
for
said,
more.
I only got $4,000 for Friday.
Yep.
Right? But he said, but think about this. When you play football, they don't pay you right away to play football.
Nope.
They say you play for free for years.
Right.
Until eventually what? Then now you get the millions.
Yeah.
So it's the same way. You might have to go through a season or go through something where you're actually going to be at a spot where you're now doing what, guys? You are now serving to build up your resume, build up your content, build this stuff over so that way now you can say, look at my speaker reel. Now that speaker reel is going to be content that you have now gone and spoken different places, maybe for free. But that's going to get you now, the average speaker, average good speaker, you get paid, you should get paid no less than $7,500 to speak.
Right.
7,500?
Yes.
Okay.
Like literally, like right now, my highest speaking engagement was $25K. One of my friends just now, he just got a contract for
Hold on. Don't go over that.
he went through that
You
fast.
said your highest speed gauge was 25K?
25K.
And somebody got a contract for 90?
For 90 to speak, but it's like it's part of like curriculum and it's like a whole package.
90,000.
Now he left his job. His name is Roscoe.
Listen, y'all.
His name
look,
is Roscoe.
This is Tevin. This is Brandon. Millionaire Essentials. If you need us to speak at any engagement, we got y'all. Just go ahead, contact our agents, right? Brendan, Tabitha.
So-
Now, when you get started, though,
Yeah.
it might be $2,500,
Right.
it might be $5,000. But once you're a seasoned speaker, no less than $7,500. Flight, hotels, everything.
So how do you build up? Let's start small, the 2,500. How do you go from that 0 to that 2,500? Because a lot of people, like I said, they went through your program. They know how to speak perfectly because you gonna definitely help them execute that. But a lot of people's gonna struggle on the business. We were just talking about it before the cameras cut on. How you got your funnel set up, how you got everything set up, your webinars, everything that you're gonna do, you have set up for the year. How you gonna do your content? How do you start now executing, taking and speaking and getting up to that 2,500?
It's the same concept I did with the cleaning service. You have to give them the perception that you've been doing this for years. Ooh. You gotta make sure that when they look at your social media, your press kit, your one sheet, your speaker reel, they see the value in you before you even get there.
You saying a lot of key terms. Press kit, one sheet, speaker reel.
Exactly.
Yes.
So, Mac, I kind of breezed past that. You need a press kit. You need a one sheet. You need a website. You need a speaker reel.
Well, they got to tap in more with you so they can kind of understand.
Right. So tap in more. I'm gonna get you right. I'm gonna get you. A lot of you going out here and you just trying any old thing you think it's gonna work. I know when you and then a lot of your leads can come from LinkedIn.
Yes.
Like most of my paid engagements are from LinkedIn or Twitter. So basically,
ooh, boy, he give y'all game.
Right. All you
He's giving y'all game.
Like, let's say all you got to do is on Twitter, especially on LinkedIn, look for directors in certain areas of whatever your niche is. For instance, let's say you're in financial literacy. You know how many speakers is needed in financial literacy for schools and also for teams? The average NFL player go bankrupt within the first 3 or 4 years out the league.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
They need people to come in and speak to them. Financial literacy is not in schools. Mental health is important. I say if you're a speaker, there is something that you've been through that you can tell somebody, help somebody else with, and show them how you can serve and help them because you're the expert at it because you've been through it and you survived.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's part of being the mentor.
That's part of it. So now, as me being your mentor, your coach, the first thing I do is your branding. I make sure everything is right because when they click that button, everything they click on got to show that this person is moving.
They got to see you moving. They got to see you consistent.
They
got to see you performing.
Got to see you.
They got to believe.
Because then now, once you've been serving, you get the reps in. Because think about when you guys first heard.
Yes.
All right, so guys, I'm going to rewind this real quick for you. What you got to do is understand this, right? As a speaker, your perception is everything. Website, press kit, one sheet, speaker reel, your LinkedIn, all your social media presence. It should always show that you are an authority figure in whatever niche that you speak about. You do that, and then make sure you work on your impact as a speaker, and I help you to make sure that your framework, your speaking abilities is great. You do that, you guaranteed to stay booked.
That's amazing. That's amazing. So obviously with all these booking engagements, right? You saying you about to be international.
Yeah, definitely.
And I believe it too, right? I can see the vision in it because just even on this couch, and I'm not a person that's in the audience, it's impactful, right? Everything you're saying is impactful because my pain, it did turn into my power.
Right.
It is now my turn to speak, and that's hence why we're on this podcast.
Yep.
So now, how does it relate to your family? Because they're home. You got the wife, you got the kids.
It's wow. It's my wife really supports everything that I do,
and that's what it's about.
And that's what it's really about.
Yes.
And I had to learn to let her in a little bit more because I've always been that person to try to do it on its own, right? I always felt like, and that's what people don't understand, why you got to really let some of that trauma go. Because I always been, as soon as I let somebody in, they use that against me, and they end up not being the person I thought they was going to be for me, right?
Right.
So for family, yes, my wife, she supports it. Kids are kids. Kids don't understand really what you're doing until they need some money from you, something like that, right? But it's hard, though, because right now, I'm really going through a struggle with my son, right? My son is not from, I had my son before I got married, and my son shows some mental health to a point where he's taking medicine for it. Mm-hmm. And outside of that, he's going through some real, crazy things he's doing, right? Mm-hmm. So imagine you go across the world, help other people, and you can't help the one person
who needs you the most.
Because they're not making the right choices they should make. So even though you are a speaker, you're a coach, if the person that you're trying to help don't want the help, it's almost impossible to get the breakthrough.
Right.
So it does something sometimes to me as a father, as a mentor, saying, wow, how can I, So I talk to him. I try to, get him to a certain point. But at the end of the day, no matter how much you tell him to do something, when he walk out the elevator, if he don't go right, but if he go left, you can't control that.
Right.
And then Tuesday, he keep going left. You can't control that. Tuesday, he go left. Wednesday. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's just family's important, and understand that understand how sometimes to turn off the business and turn on family, man, when they need you.
Yes.
Last night, we sat, watched movies a little bit, watching Netflix, whatever. And then today I'm out here doing what I got to do. You know, so balance is key, right?
Yes.
It's hard
Yes.
as an entrepreneur. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It's hard, as you guys can see.
Sometimes, you know,
Right.
you want to get to the bag and you with the family, and then you get a call and you're like,
Exactly. But we are in a season of sacrifice now, so we don't got to sacrifice later.
yes.
And as long as the family understand that this type of tight schedule is not going to be forever, then they're going to be rocking with you.
Right.
Because I know in order for this to be the best year of my life, it's going to be the year of the most sacrifice.
Yes.
But I know by me doing this now, I don't have to sacrifice later.
Yep.
Now I can be like, hey, we might take 3 weeks off. Let's go to Dubai. I already booked the tickets, whatever. We're going first class. I got you. We in a W hotel. That's what we're going to do.
Yep. As you can see, I got the family here. I'm sacrificing.
Exactly. You're sacrificing now. But eventually, once you fully monetize, you're making millions of dollars off your views, you doing this, it's going to work. But you got to stay locked in on this type of environment now. You got to see the vision, like my grandmother told me, and you got to say 3 years from now, I'm gonna keep doing this because something going to hit. It just take one video go viral, 1 million to get that exposure. And then you got brand deals. Now YouTube is paying you, now this and that. But then as long as you set everything up now, the foundation now, when that do come, you can handle that traffic.
And you're a testament to everything you're saying, because that story you're saying about your son, I heard you speak about when you were going through it down in Atlanta.
Boy, ooh, that one hit me.
Yeah.
It was fueling you.
Yeah.
And you were actually helping people in the audience through your pain.
Right.
So everything you're talking about now, you got a little bit deeper in what you were going through, and that came out.
Right.
And that's why people were leaving out of there in tears. They were thanking you. They were motivated because you was using your pain, and you was literally in front of our eyes turning it into power.
Yep.
So when you say you want to have your best year, he's not just talking about business. He's talking about spiritually.
Yes.
He is talking about financially.
Yes.
He's talking about mentally.
Amen.
He's talking about emotionally. You want to have your best year as a man, as a person.
Yes.
So that's what we're talking about, and that's what he's helping people do in his program. It's not just about speaking. It's not just about mindset. It's not just about motivation. It's help you become the best you.
Yep.
And once you become the best version of you, everything else is going to be great.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
True.
Yes,
True.
David, look, man, we can hear the power in your talk because it's your turn.
Right.
Right? Your pain is your power.
Yes.
Let the people know where they can find you at.
Right.
And how they can gain some of your power.
Definitely, man. Listen, David Power Talk, TikTok, Instagram, my website, Facebook. It's just at all one word, David Power Talk. So you can
YouTube?
go YouTube also
LinkedIn,
too.
everything.
Everything is all the same thing. Snapchat,
amazing.
all that stuff.
Oh, you own that. There we go.
I
You
think
own that.
See, that's why vision is important.
Right.
Because when I first developed my name, even Cash App, you want Cash App me?
Hey, you know what's up.
So, but literally, I went and I just locked everything in. Even if I knew I wasn't going to use it, I locked it in, right? So reach out to me if you're interested in learning how to be a powerful speaker. You want to change your mindset. You want to have better content. Or maybe you just want to brand yourself and you want to go from A to all the way to Z. I offer all of that. But one thing I tell people this, right? When you go to Starbucks and you walk in Starbucks, you know you're going to Starbucks because you're going to buy a cup of coffee. So therefore, when you reach out to me, know that you want to move to the next level because I'm going to get you there. So don't come to me and you're not sure what you want because I'm going to get you there. You want mindset? I got you. You want to be a speaker? I got you. You want better content? I got you. So make sure you walk through the door. You're ready to get that work in because we're going to work together.
Powerful. Man, listen, make sure y'all subscribe, put your notifications on, catch this very, very powerful episode. This is the Millionaire Essentials Podcast. I'm Brandon the Provider.
Yes, sir. And it's Tevin Facey, man. We're going to catch you on the next episode. Make sure you like and also comment. Look, if y'all want part 2, y'all got to put power in the comments. Y'all got to put power in the comments.
Talk about.
Yeah, we got a lot more to talk
do.
about. Put
We
power
do.
down there.
Yeah.
Yes,
But
sir.
thanks for stopping by.
Of course.
Appreciate
Yes,
you,
sir.
David.
Of course.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you, man. This is
Yes,
powerful.
sir.
Yeah.
We're going to catch y'all soon.
Peace.